Welcome to my channel. Sit back and enjoy the story. It was a typical Saturday morning for Alex, a 16-year-old in 2025. He woke up, reached for his iPhone 15 Pro Max to check the time, and found himself in a room that felt old. The posters on the wall were for bands he'd only heard of as classic rock, and the computer on the desk was a bulky CRT monitor. A quick glance at the calendar confirmed his worst fear. It was the year 2000, and his phone, a sleek, buttonless marvel of modern technology, had traveled with him. Panic set in. He shoved the phone into his pocket, its smooth glass and camera lenses a beacon of the future in this analog world. He had to hide it, at least until he figured out what was happening. He spent the morning trying to blend in, a futile effort when his mind was still in 2025. Later that afternoon he found himself in a park, trying to process his new reality. He saw a beautiful vintage car and, without thinking, pulled out his phone to snap a photo. The camera was so clear, so vibrant, and the screen so large and bezel-less it was mesmerizing. But his moment of awe was quickly shattered.
What is that thing?
A man in a tracksuit asked, his eyes wide.
It has no buttons,
A woman exclaimed. A crowd began to gather, all staring at his phone, their faces a mixture of confusion and wonder. They asked where they could buy one. The questions came fast and furious, and Alex, terrified of the attention, simply turned and ran. He didn't stop until he was a block away, breathing heavily, the weight of the future in his pocket feeling heavier than ever. But next day he saw it on the news, a grainy, shaky photo of him from the park, with a headline that read, "Mystery device stuns onlookers." The report talked about a revolutionary new phone with a camera so clear it looks unreal. The segment ended with a plea for anyone with information to contact the authorities. He knew it was only a matter of time. A few days later, a black sedan pulled up to his house. Two men in suits flashed their badges. FBI one said, "We'd like to talk to you about a certain device." At their headquarters, they were skeptical at first, but Alex explained everything, and with a mix of fear and desperation, he handed over his phone. They were stunned. A special team was assembled to examine it. They tried to unlock it and failed. Alex had to show them how Face ID worked. Their jaws dropped as the screen unlocked with just a glance. But the real shock came when he introduced them to Siri. He held the phone and spoke, "Hey Siri, what's the weather like?" The phone's voice assistant responded with a polite and detailed forecast. The room fell silent. They had never seen anything like it. A computer that talked back, that understood natural language. They asked her questions about the future, but Siri, bound by her programming, couldn't reveal anything that hadn't already happened in her time. The agents continued to test the phone, and Alex, exhausted from the whirlwind of events, was given a bed to rest. He drifted off, the last thing he saw being the year 2000's news playing on a small TV in the room. He woke up with a start, the morning sun streaming through his window. He sat up, disoriented, and saw his posters of bands he actually listened to. The sleek large monitor of his gaming computer sat on his desk. He reached for his phone, and the familiar smooth glass of his iPhone 15 Pro Max was in his hand. He checked the date, August 16th, 2025. It had all been a dream, or had it? He smiled, knowing he had a good story to tell, and a phone that was, for now, safely in its own time. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Until then.